Reserve a point of order.
Mr. Chairman, I reserve a point of order.
Gentleman from Florida reserves a point of order. Ms. Sewell is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, long lines and wait times are historically made voting difficult, discouraging voting and disproportionately impacting voters of color. This amendment would eliminate this barrier to voting by requiring states to equitably and efficiently operate polling places so as to prevent long lines and wait times exceeding 30 minutes. Non-white voters are 3 times more likely than white voters to wait longer than 30 minutes. I'll say that again. Non-white voters are 3 times more likely than white voters to wait longer than 30 minutes and 6 times as likely to wait more than 60 minutes. 6 times more likely. This is more than simply an urban-rural divide. Even within a given urban, suburban, or rural communities, lines tend to be longer in neighborhoods and precincts with higher concentrations of non-white voters. One of the reasons why non-white voters wait longer to vote is that fewer resources, such as poll workers and voting stations, are allocated to precincts with more non-white registrants. Policies like precinct closures and shorter voting hours can lengthen the lines of polling stations, particularly those with a high volume in areas where non-white voters are. Waiting in a long line to vote can make voters less likely to turn out in future elections, and voters who wait in long lines are less confident in the integrity of our electoral system. Nobody should have to wait in line for hours to exercise that fundamental constitutional right to vote, and it is profoundly unfair that different individuals have fundamentally different experiences at the ballot box. This amendment would remedy that by ensuring equitable and efficient operation of polling stations. I urge my colleagues to vote in favor of this amendment.
Is there further debate on the amendment? The gentleman from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree with my colleague from Alabama, and that is why the state of Georgia with Senate Bill 202 fixed this problem. And and I would encourage that what the underlying bill here does is incentivize states to do the very things that she is advocating in her amendment to do, which is already within the underlying bill, to encourage states to do what the state of Georgia did, which is to make sure that it's easy to vote, to give access to ballots to everyone, regardless of who you are, regardless of where you live, what your geographical area is. And the results have proven successful. The University of Georgia, as we heard in a recent committee hearing, has reported the overwhelming success of Senate Bill 202 that passed in Georgia. So I oppose this amendment, and I would encourage my friend and colleague from Alabama to encourage her state legislature to do exactly what Georgia did to ensure that it's easy to vote, to cheat. Now yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Is there further debate on the amendment? This is the gentleman from Florida, insists on a point of order.
Mr. Chairman, I withdraw the point of order.
If not, the question's on the amendment